Hey, welcome back, Rankers. How you going? A lot has happened in the last 10 days. It's been extraordinary. So let's get into it. The biggest news, I think, over the last 10 days was a thing called Manus AI. It was launched by a Chinese company and it has taken the world by storm. It is an agent. It's still in um, invitation only. So when I say it's taken the world by storm, everybody's got access to it, is very, very excited about it. And if you've used deep knowledge in ChatGPT, which is a research agent, this is a similar sort of thing. It's an agent, but it'll do a lot more than deep knowledge. It'll do, what deep knowledge does in ChatGPT, and it will do what the operator does if you have access to that in ChatGPT Pro. But it will also go off and execute tasks. So it's quite extraordinary. As soon as I have access to it, I will bring you a review.
Human-machine collaboration, and potentially a glimpse into AGI. Now let me show you Manus in action across 3 completely different tasks. Let's start with an easy one. In this example, we'll ask Manus to help screen resumes. I've just sent Manus a zip file containing 10 resume documents. Since each Manus session has its own computer, it can work like a human. First unzipping the file, then browsing through each resume page by page, and recording important information to documents. Manus works asynchronously in the cloud, which means you can close your laptop anytime, and Manus will notify you when everything is complete. Of course, you can also give Manus new instructions at any time. Here I've sent Manus 5 more resumes. After carefully reading all 15 resumes, Manus provides its ranking suggestions, along with candidate profiles and evaluation criteria as supporting materials. This is pretty good, but I prefer a spreadsheet. Let's have Manus create one. Manus has its own knowledge and memory, so it can teach Manus that the next time it handles a similar task, it will deliver a spreadsheet right away. In this example, we'll have Manus conduct some research. It needs to filter New York properties based on multiple criteria. For complex tasks, Manus first breaks them down and creates a to-do list. Manus begins by searching and carefully reading articles about the safest neighborhoods. Then Manus researches middle schools in New York. Next, Manus writes a Python program to calculate my budget. Based on my budget, Manus filters listings on real estate websites. Finally, combining all the information gathered, Manus writes a detailed report and compiles all the resources. In this example, we have Manus perform a correlation analysis between stocks. For professional data, Manus can access authoritative data sources through APIs. After validating the required data, Manus begins writing code for data analysis and visualization. For Manus, coding isn't necessarily the goal, but rather a universal tool for solving problems. It looks like Manus has completed the data analysis and visualization. But interactive data visualization is even cooler, so I asked Manus to create a website based on these data. With my permission, Manus deploys the finished website online and provides me with a shareable link. Let's see what Manus has created. What you've just seen is just a small sample of what Manus can do. In fact, on benchmarks designed to evaluate general AI assistants, an early checkpoint of Manus has already achieved state-of-the-art performance, and it's only getting better. Beyond benchmarks, Manus has been solving real-world problems on platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, and has proven its capabilities on Kaggle competitions. This wouldn't be possible without the amazing open source community, which is why we're committed to giving back. Manus operates as a multi-agent system powered by several distinct models. So later this year, we're going to open source some of these models, specifically post-trained for Manus, inviting everyone to explore this agentic future together. The name Manus comes from the famous motto, Mens ad Manus, mind and hand. It embodies the belief that knowledge must be applied to make a meaningful impact on the world. And this is precisely the promise of Manus AI. To extend your capabilities, amplify your impact, and be the hand that brings your mind's vision into reality. We can't wait to see what you will achieve with Manus.
Basically, this sort of Manus AI is like having another employee or somebody who can work for you 24/7. So that sort of throws a spanner in the OpenAI works a lot because they recently postulated charging $20,000 a month for a PhD level agent to work for you. And when you look at that, $20,000 a month, that sounds like a lot of money. Well, it is. But if these agents are working 24/7, it works out to about $25. So, and it's PhD level, presumably, but these things, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of other people as well, these agents will still need humans in the loop to make decisions because you can't prosecute an agent, right? But the director of the business can be prosecuted. So you need a human in the loop. Which is why I am running the workshop on the 10th of April. Make sure you sign up for that here. What we'll be going through is a lot of the workflows, tips, tricks, what's happening, where we're at. The last time we run one of these workshops was late October, and so much has changed since then. So that's why we're running another one of these now. We're going to be looking at real world tips that I use and some of the team use every day to make our lives easier, to make things run faster. And if you've got a problem that you'd like addressed in this webinar, just let me know in the comments because I will be all over it because I speak to so many people so many times. Look, just a simple thing that if you've got access to ChatGPT right now and you've got the paid version, I don't think this is available in the free version. But, oh, incidentally, in case you're wondering what OpenAI's ChatGPT's game plan is, we are now seeing in OpenAI's ChatGPT what I would call people also ask, or recent searches. This is a direct ripoff of Google, right? And the other thing that they are doing is trying to encourage you when you log on to their site is to make ChatGPT your default search engine. I don't recommend that because it doesn't do brand search very well. But here's a little tip that if you're not using, I would highly recommend that you use. Use projects in ChatGPT. I've been using projects a lot in Anthropic's Claude, but in ChatGPT, they've only just really added this in the last month or so, and they've copied Anthropic Claude because it's such a powerful little hack, if you like, or feature of using an LLM. It just keeps things tidy, keeps things all together. The other thing that it does is it allows you to set system instructions at a project level. You couldn't do that before. So some of the things that I'll be going through at the webinar is how I use these things, because this one here, as you can see, it's got this really long form prompt, right? It's not a short prompt. And I'll be going to be showing you how to create these easily because we're going to get the AI to create them, right? And I'm going to show you the sorts of projects that you can set up, how you can use them. And I use projects a lot, both in Claude, and as you can see, I've started to roll some out here in ChatGPT. So 10th of April. Sign up for that webinar. Make sure you get on it. I'll be bringing you more. Oh, incidentally, more updates. There's been another major update from Google. They announced this last week. It's currently rolling out in beta in Google Labs in the US. Incidentally, Australia doesn't have access to Google Labs anymore. Apparently they switched it off a few years ago when we complained about, or when the newspapers complained about that they were losing money to Google. Anyway, that's an aside. What Google is releasing, or what's in beta anyway in the US, is what I expected they would have come out with sooner, but essentially it is Perplexity. It is another tab that is going to be a full AI search. So not AI overviews. And if you've seen a lot of your traffic over the last 12 months, 18 months, start to switch into Google Paid, that you're not alone in that. That's a deliberate tactic, I would guess, from Google. No proof of that, of course. But they have been losing money. They would have to have been losing money on their publisher network. So they've had to, open up AI overviews and release that, get that out there. This is the next big step. The other stuff that's happening out of Google, they've released a whole bunch of new stuff in their AI studios, which is really going to help businesses produce content. It's also got now an image editor in it. And why I love these little things and these things like image editors, things like the ability to upload, a whole book of content, which you can't really do with the other models out there, like ChatGPT and those others. Whereas Google allows you to upload gobloads of content. And the reason that is handy is because sometimes you might want to do just a quick background change. Now you can already do some of those things for products in, say, Shopify, Google Merchant Center, but if you want to do a little bit more than that, then I would recommend going and have a look at AI Studio. It is very censorious, which is annoying because I tried to create this image this morning. I just tried to put an elephant on the top of our house, and it said it was unsafe content, probably. But seriously? Anyway, so that's one of the annoyances of it. So that's what the webinar is all about this time, and it's moving so quick. We're going to leave you with some techniques and some principles, I hope, that will enable you to know which questions to ask so you know which tool to use. Hopefully that's helpful. See you next week. If you have any questions and you want to see them in the webinar, then please comment wherever you see this video. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for everyone for sharing and commenting. I do get a lot out of it, and I learn from you as much as you learn from me. Thanks very much. Bye.